أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Welcome to a new episode in the series of التخلية قبل التحلية, or purification before beautification. And today, October 5th of 2017, in the Prayer Center in Orland Park, we will be talking about one of the illnesses that we need to drop from our system, which is in Arabic called Al-Tasweef. Al-Tasweef, which means the act of delaying matters. And here we are talking about Al-Tasweef in Ad-Da'wah, Al-Tasweef in investing with Allah, Al-Tasweef in capturing the proper things that Muslims should hold on to. And this is an illness, I believe, that is well seen in the Muslim community. And it seems we are only, as they say, they know how to work under pressure. We wait till the last moment and then we want to figure everything out. And it's something that is being seen in ways that families are being, raised. And we're going to talk about this a little bit. In da'wah matters, it seems we are only responding to mashakil and issues in the community. We don't sit down, plan properly. We don't have strategic planning. We don't have a true vision of what we want to do 5 years from now, not to talk about 25 years from now. On the other hand, people have planned for light years what will come. And this is part of the mentality that has to be changed in the Muslim community. I'm going to start actually by a story with Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Umar ibn Abdul Aziz is considered the fifth Rashid Khalifa, the fifth righteous Khalifa after Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman and Ali. And he came in the Umayyad rule, and he is from Bani Umayyah. But what happened is that he took Khilafah outside the track of the normal. It was from the father to the son. And it was at year 99. He was known to be very righteous. So what happened is that when he took the Khilafah, he gave the khutbah. That was the tradition. When someone takes the Khilafah, he delivers a short khutbah. And people start offering him loyalty, al-mubaya'ah, they offer him loyalty. So he steps down from the minbar and he goes to his house. And it was a very tiring day for him. And he goes to his bed to take some rest. He wanted to sleep so he can relax. And it was a long day for him. And at that time, his son, Abdul Malik, he had a son by the name of Abdul Malik. And he was 17 years old. His son comes to him and he said, ماذا تريد أن تصنع يا أمير المؤمنين? What is that you think you are doing, O Prince of Believers? Now you are now Al-Khalifa, Amir al-Mu'mineen. So his father goes, يا بني أريد أن أغفو قليلا. I need to relax, man. I'm tired. It's been a long day. This is the Khalifa, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, and the one talking to him is his son, 17-year-old Abdul Malik. And then the father goes, لم تبقى في جسدي طاقة. I have no strength left in my body. I'm so tired. I need to rest and sleep. فقال, his son goes, أتغفو قبل أن ترد المظالم إلى أهلها. How could you sleep before taking care of the business of the ummah? There are things that need to be straightened up. The term al-mazalim, there are injustices happening and you need to, step foot in it and take care of it. قال أي بني, my son, he's still arguing with the son. إني قد سهرت البارحة في عمك سليمان. I was all night long taking care of the janaza of Ammak Sulaim, who was the king or the Khalifa before him. وإني إذا حان الظهر صليت في الناس. And when the dhuhr comes, I will lead the prayer. ورددت المظالم إلى أهلها إن شاء الله. Give me till tomorrow. When I pray dhuhr, I will go and take care of these injustices happening in the ummah at that time. And his son, the 17-year-old Abdul Malik, goes. وَمَنْ لَكَ يَا أَمِيرَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ بِأَنْ تَعِيشَ إِلَى الظُّهْرِ. How could you guarantee yourself you're going to live till tomorrow noon? How could you go sleep and not take care of the business of the ummah? Do you have a guarantee that you're going to make it till noon tomorrow? These words were as sweet as any dad would want to hear from his son. And here we're talking about Khalifatul Muslimin, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And then he told him, Udunu minni ya bunay, come closer to me. So when Abdul Malik came close to him, فَضَمَّهُ إِلَيْهِ, he gave him a big hug. And he kissed him between his eyes. And then he said, الحمد لله الذي أخرج من صلبي من يعينني على ديني. I am grateful to Allah that He brought from my offspring someone that will help me serve Allah better. This is the dad, proud of his son, that is telling him, do not delay your work. You are Khalifa now. You are responsible. You have liability to maintain the business of the ummah. There are injustices that you need to take care, and you cannot even sleep now. You have to go and act right on the spot. So our theme is about التسويف, delaying matters that are on demand, on the table, that needs to be taken care of. And here we're talking about da'wah matters in relation to people who are devoted to call for the path of the truth. How many things you have to keep up with to be able to walk through time, and how people are moving. Time now is fast, and technology is making things also faster. And we have to be on the same pace that everyone else is doing. We cannot be walking turtle style while everyone else is going light years, in matter of speed. And the reason I chose this, topic, as I always talk about, why I chose something like that, is that if you look and scan our young men and women that are in our community now, you feel that there is this sense of relaxation. They're cool. Chill, billah. Chill, ya zalama. Take it easy. And between every 100 men or women, young, professional, whatever, you will find one or two who really can depend on. And look at MSA's chapters. Look at, there is always one or two people who are carrying the whole burden, the whole load, and everyone else is just, a little bit here. We cannot afford to act like that. It has to be a movement in a way everyone is participating in and eager to, وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسِ الْمُتَنَافِسُونَ, that people should compete. Who is going to be better serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this movement. So the level of maturity to rise up to the challenges that are available out there are still lacking, unfortunately. And we need to bring attention to this matter, that there is no time to waste. You cannot delay. By the time we need to pick up of what is happening, already the time have passed us for new stuff. So imagine how much preparation you have to be on, how many people have to be devoted, and how many things have to be scanned so you can be prepared in that matter. If you add to that the idea that there is a lot of parents who are in the name of hoping that their kids will not go astray, that their kids will not be lost, so they give them credit cards, they give them money, they give them cars, they give them access to everything. So there is this prestige of lifestyle that is all based on luxury. We are a well-off financially community in general. في there is no doubt there are poor people, but we're talking in general, the Muslim community. Let us talk about southwest of Chicago. There are, people who came as refugees. Allah ya'inhum, may Allah be with them. There are poor people who need zakah, but in general, there is a lot of family members who both parents work and bring good income. And then when their kids grow, they give them money, they give them cars, they give them access to things. So it is not easy to step out from these luxuries. Why would someone want to go and burden himself to put effort and to waste time while he could be spending money on wasteful things, extravagant things, all these stuff. And this is fitna. to feed your shahwa, to feed your pleasures and desires and indulge in them, you know, you could be doing a zillion things every night in Chicago. I mean, between sports. And, you know, the system is made to be like that. To keep certain people busy with all this, I'm not saying watching sports is haram, but to live just to follow up sports. I mean, my goodness, there are people who know the players and the date of birth and what shoes do they wear and what the colors do they change. Or there are celebrities and whom their parents and when they were married and how many times they were divorced and how many kids and the weight of their kids when they were born. And then you come ask them, you know, Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah. Who? What? Who was that? This is a Sahabi that brought Islam to the world. Oh, okay. All right. You know, there is an issue of, you know, lack of relativity to our identity that will make us supposedly feel proud and gives us the energy to, you know, like Rabi ibn Amr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he went to meet the, you know, the army general in the Persian army, he said, نحن قوم, we are a nation, ابتعثنا الله, Allah chose us. There's a sense of pride. And not pride to be arrogant, pride to serve the purpose. لنخرج العباد. We are destined to bring people out from worshipping each other to worship God. What could be more beautiful than that? So it's not being proud about something of arrogance. It is being proud that Allah blessed you with something in knowledge, you know, wealth. But then you are putting it in the proper way where it is supposed to be cashed properly. So the illness that we need to let go of, التخلية, is the illness of التسويف, the matter of delaying things when there are so many things to keep up with on demand in front of us. Also, if you scan and look how much there is plans for people to attack Islam and Muslims and to brush us with all kind of, you know, things that will make people hate Islam and Muslims. And in general, it makes it more harder, so you need to put more effort. I need to have more people. If you're gonna sleep for a moment, other people are up at night, you know, planning against you. One of the famous Islamophobes by the name of Stephen Emerson, I read an article about him in some Tennessee, you know, newspaper. They said, this is the, you know, he's terrorist expert, they call him, or something like that. He said, this expert has brought him an income of almost $5 million. That was in 2009 or 2008, something like that. It is an industry that people are not just doing it for the sake of attacking Islam only. They are making a lot of money based on that. And it is like a system supporting, you know, investment and with. So with all this on the table in front of us, we need to defend ourselves properly. We need to present Islam properly. And we cannot delay. We cannot, you know, I could not find a proper word to translate it, tasweef, but it is a tasweef that you have things urgent in front of you that needs to be done, and you're what? Shoving them down and delaying them down. And this is a habit that we need to drop from our system. There are so many things, you know, Imam Hassan al-Banna rahimahullah, when he graduated from high school, the sheikh that was, you know, graduating them or giving them the certificate or whatever it is, he said, what is the best line of poetry to you? You know, at that time, people were weighed by how much they know, like Quran, Sunnah, and also Sha'r al-Arab, you know, the poetry of the Arab. So he said, قول طرفة ابن العبد. And Tarafa is one of the poets before Islam. He was a Jahili, you know, non-Muslim, you know. He died before the Prophet ﷺ. But he said very nice line in which he said, إِذَا الْقَوْمُ قَالُوا مَنْ هُوَ أو مَنْ فَتَى. If people started looking around, who is the man? Who is the guy who's gonna do this? خلت أني عنيت. I felt I am the one responsible. فلم أقعد ولم أتبلدي. So I would never sit down and wait until someone else come and do it. And this is how it is. If you sit and you have programs, you have FNL, you have TNL, you have Story Night, you have GPS, and now we have Unfiltered and all that. There are people who come and mashallah volunteers. But then you say, okay, the car is outside, we have some stuff coming. There are people who will never move. They're just gonna wait and wait until. And there are people who just rush. It is in their blood that they cannot just keep sitting down. They have to go and what? And give a hand and help. We need these type of people that they feel they are responsible. It is their thing. It is their task to take on and move in that perspective. Now, when we talk about the tasweef or the delaying on acting on righteous thing, I'm gonna quote a couple ayat in that, in general. Listen to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. He's talking about the idea of giving sadaqah. So, there is no tasweef, there is no delay in all aspects of life. We're talking more about the activism and da'wah, but the example I'm giving from the ayah is about money. That if you have money, that you should not save it for wasteful matters, but rather you should spend it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, and that's in Surah Al-Munafiqun, وَأَنفِقُوا, spend, مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ, from that which we have given you, مِنْ قَبْلِ أَن يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتِ, before death knocks your door, فَيَقُولَ رَبِّ لَوْلَا أَخَّرْتَنِي إِلَى أَجَلٍ قَرِيبٍ. At that moment, a person will say, Ya Rabb, give me more time. فَأَصَّدَّقَ وَأَكُمْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. I will donate if you give me back another chance, if you extend for me life. Interestingly, in this ayah, just remember that, which means that, and this is something very important. If you go at our fundraising dinners, if you come to the Salat al-Jumu'ah, if you come to our events, who are the donors? Most of the people who are donating are the older, community members, the 40 and up. And we know for sure that there are so many people, 25 to 40, are well off financially, and they can contribute. But if you scan the hands and fundraising dinners and events like that, there is lack. I don't know what's the mushkil. Maybe they need something more attractive. Maybe they are playing or planning for life. There's not time for them to donate. Well, we need to tell them that part of what you need to rush to help that, because at the end finances is the backbone of everything. Allah called money, جَعَلَهُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ قِيَامًا. You stand on finances. Without finances, you're going to go nowhere. So with this in mind, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about someone that he will not spend money, but when death comes, he will say, give me a chance to live more or bring me back to life so I can donate. That's the only thing that comes on his mind. When someone dies, he will ask Allah to give him more time or bring him back to life. And the first thing that came to his mind is what? فَأَصَّدَّقْ. Because of the importance of what? As-sadaqah, and giving money and supporting in finances all the activities that the Muslim ummah need and so on. وَأَكُمْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. One category is فَأَصَّدَّقْ by itself, and another category is what? وَأَكُمْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ, all the good deeds together. So, it is not enough that we recruit and we bring people who are just volunteers, who are just willing to put the effort. I want to see people who, when they go get jobs, they are coming also and raising their hand and donating and giving the money and being part of that. In another ayah, and that's in Surah Al-Fajr, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَجِيءَ يَوْمَئِذٍ بِجَهَنَّمْ. Remember when Jahannam is brought, يَوْمَئِذٍ يَتَذَكَّرُ الْإِنسَانِ. At that moment, people will be given this extended memory. They can recollect, because, whatever happens is all recorded by them. Don't forget that. It is only how much access you can have to your mind. Now we use what they say, 7 to 12% from our memory, something like that. At the day of judgment, it's 100%. Allah will give you access. Now you are listening now to the air-conditioned sound, but you're not paying attention to it but it's there. If you focus on it, you'll hear it. But everything is captured. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, you're gonna remember it. And then what Allah says subhanahu wa ta'ala in this, يَوْمَئِذٍ يَتَذَكَّرُ الْإِنسان, you will remember. وَأَنَّ لَهُ الذِّكْرَى, how could you not remember? يَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي قَدَّمْتُ لِحَيَاتِي, I wish I have acted for my life. You know, the only time in the Quran that the term hayati was mentioned is here. If you scan the Quran, hayatihim, it's mentioned so many times. But the only time hayati, my life, my true life, is mentioned in this ayah, which is at the day of judgment, not over here. So the true life you are going to call to yourself as your hayati, my life, is when you're going to meet God at the day of judgment. That is the true hayah you're going to live. So for that you are going to act fast. You are not going to delay for the true life that is going to come ahead of you. Let me finish by the quotes by a hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, "Badiru bil a'mal as-salihati sab'a." Rush on good deeds before 7 things hit you. And then he mentioned these 7 things that you should be aware of. هل تنتظرون إلا فقرا منسيا? Are you going to wait until a time you're going to be in poverty? And yes, look at people in Syria or in Palestine. People who used to be businessmen and businesswomen and professionals. They owned stores that had millions of dollars in stocks or in stuff, whatever that. And now they are like in Lebanon, or in Jordan, or in Turkey, barely making a living. What shifted? So, which is going to be more harder for you? To find time when you are rich and in charge and you can have people work for you, or you are in poverty trying to put food on the table? Of course, when you are rich, you're supposed to have more free time. So act before poverty, because Umar al-Khattab used to say, أينما ذهب الفقر قال له الكفر خذني معك. Wherever poverty walks, kufr tells him, take me with you. People, when they are hungry, they will do crazy stuff. To feed themselves, to feed their families, they will go, beyond what is expected. هل تنتظرون إلا فقرا منسيا. Poverty that will make you forget to act on the good deeds. أو غنى مطغيا, or sometimes excessive amount of money that is being used in wastefulness and extravagance that will make you cross the lines and not use it in the proper way. أو مرضا مفسدا, or when you are sick and you cannot act properly. أو هرما مفندا, or when you are old and you can barely walk. Talk about going to Hajj. Do you want to go to Hajj when you are 20 and you are in your health, or 30 when you are able still, or you want to wait until you are 75, 90 and someone is going to push you on a wheelchair? التسويف, delay, هذا does not work in the mentality of a proper Muslim. أو الدجال أو موتا مجهزا, or death. When you are dead, you are dead. You cannot come back and do things. أو الدجال, or the fitna of الدجال. This is the worst thing to be expected to come. أو الساعة, or the day of judgment. والساعة أدهى وأمر. This is the worst thing that can happen to a person. Now, what are some of the sources that cause us to delay matters in our system and we are not able to get rid of it? It's just in us, and we are battling ourselves and our community members to try to act. Go talk to any school. They will keep telling you, where are the fathers? No one shows up. Please come. Father club, all incentives. Just come talk to your son, to your daughter, how they're doing with the school. No one shows up. Everyone delays. There is no interest. There is no sense of responsibility. Well, it has to start from the way kids are raised in the family. If the parents don't, and this is all for our young, that's about it. People who are 60, with the way they raised, that's it. We cannot change that. But we're talking to the new generation, that when you get married and have children, it is not about just feeding them and, dressing them and making sure that there's a bed that they sleep on. It's about what you put in your child when young. And that's how he or she are going to grow up. And the most crucial period of a kid's life is elementary school. If this period of time, you want to go from 6 years to 10 or 11 years, if at that time you did not insert habits and you did not insert adab, proper matters, and you did not insert sense of from simple things, from fixing bed, or helping and cleaning the house, or making sure the homework is done well. Up till now, you go to anyone who is 40 or 50 or 60, what Quran do you read in your salah? The ones that he memorized when he was young. That's it. And I had to go for a test for my master's in Quran. I memorized 9 large surahs. I don't remember any of it now, because it was for the test. Surahs that I did not, I memorized the Tawbah, Anfal, I don't know. And I was with the brother Malik here, he showed up. We used to go في الماس Foundation بالlibrary up, and أنا سمع له وسمع له. He helped me, جزاه. What year was that?
That was like 5 years ago.
More. And we did good. And I went there and my grade was 91. And even the Sheikh told me, MashaAllah, you have a good voice. Jazakallah khair. But now read, I don't remember anything. I mean, I have to go back and review all over again. It's tough. The more you grow older, your brain starts more analyzing than memorizing. That's normal. So it is important that you insert in your kids these habits. But now, even if a girl wants to put hijab, the mom goes, no, wait until you get married. طب ليش? Why? There are parents who tell their kids that. If someone wants to go to Hajj, man, wait until you're retired. لما تتقاعد, and sit down, and then that's when you go to Hajj. If people want to pray, was there a disaster happening? Why do you want to pray? As if salah is meant only to be if there's a disaster going in your life, then you're gonna go and make some salah and make some dua. The way, or the Quran, reading the Quran, or did someone die? Like the perception of people reading Quran is because of the death of people. We need to insert the habits of these kids the way parents should look at that matter. The Prophet, for example, look at the examples that he brought in us, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When Ashura was, we just fast Ashura. When it was ordained for us to fast it as an obligation the first year, it was obligated. It was fard. It was not sunnah the first year. Now, Ar-Rubayya bint Muawwidh, one of the Sahabiyat, the sisters, what she said, or the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anha, she said, the Prophet sent to the villages or to the tribes of Al-Ansar, من أصبح مفطرا فليتم بقية صومه ومن أصبح صائما فليصم. Let everyone fast. And then she said, كنا نصومه ونصوم صبياننا. We used to make our kids fast. So they used to train them. And then she said, وَنَجْعَلُ لَهُمُ اللُّعْبَةَ مِنَ الْعِهْنِ. We will make them toys. Shapes of men or women, whatever, girls, boys. From العهن من الصوف, من شو الصوف, wool. فَإِذَا بَكَ أَحَدُهُمْ عَلَى الطَّعَامِ. Kids will be crying because they want to eat. أَعْطَيْنَاهُ ذَاكَ حَتَّى يَكُونَ الْإِفْطَارُ. We'll give them the toy so he can play, will be distracted with it until the time comes. I'm not saying go make your son who is 4-year-old fast. But if you don't start with 7 and 8 years old half day or 2 hours a day, it's going to be tough. Most of the converts, when they talk about practicing Islam, if it comes with Ramadan, that's the hardest thing on them. It's not easy for someone who is 20 or 40 who wants to embrace Islam new, and it's time of Ramadan, and then he hits 17 hours fasting like he never did it before. So the more you train people at a younger age, you act properly on the matter that it is meant to be. Now, another reason is that we think that we're going to live. We don't think that I might not make it in 1 second. The Prophet once was sitting, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he had a stick in his hand. So he made a circle, a square, or a circle, either circle or square. مربع أو دائرة in the sand, right? And then he put in the middle of that circle or square a point, and then he pushed a line and then going outside the circle. And then he said, هذا الخط, this line, أمل ابن آدم, the hopes, the dreams. You know, you sit down with someone, what do you want to do in life? Oh, the list is long, mashallah. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to earn this, I want to make that, I want to get married this, I want to have children that, I want to have money this. But then the Prophet says, ﷺ, that this line of amal and hope is going, but then death is gonna hit him from wherever it goes. It's gonna cut short for you all your hopes. And subhanallah, you know, you look at people whom like يعني go to bed, as one of the poets said, كم من فتى أمسى وأصبح ضاحكا وأكفانه في الغيب تنسج وهو لا يدري. How many young men or women are bright. Look at the massacre that happened in Las Vegas. I mean, who thought people are gonna go for fun? People are gonna go for having some good time. And out of nowhere, 50 people dead, 400, 500 people injured. All these hopes are cut short. Not just that. What is based on that? Family members, parents have to mourn their kids. It's a disaster. It is time, you know, people die now by in all types of matter. If it was illnesses, sicknesses, terrorism, call it whatever you want to call it. The point is, you have to be ready that you act on things that are needed before a time comes and death or anything that can disrupt you, you know, is gonna cut you down in that. One of the reasons also people delay things and don't act on it is الاستهتار أو الاستهانة. شو الاستهتار بالإنجليزي? Carelessness. Yeah, inshallah. Like, you know, kids now will tell parents, please don't say inshallah. As much as the parents say inshallah, which means nothing, as yani, why do you want to use the word of Allah without any value to it? So we are just telling people that if people use the name of Allah on something, it means they're not gonna do it. What a message. Ya Habibi. Is this the message that you want to raise your kids on? So this matter of carelessness and delaying things, listen to the story of whom? Ka'b ibn Malik in the battle of Mu'tah. You know, and I'm gonna quote, Tabuk. He said, تجهز رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم والمسلمون معه. People were gonna go to this battle of Tabuk. The Prophet got ready, Sahaba got ready. فطفقت أغدو لكي, he had the intention. He said, I'm gonna go get myself ready. فأقول في نفسي أنا قادر عليه. I can do it later on, the next day. Every day he will say, I still have time. حتى اشتد بالناس الجد. People got more serious. And the time is coming closer to the time that the Prophet assigned, صلى الله عليه وسلم, that the army is going to move. فأصبح رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم والمسلمون معه. The moment came, and all the Sahaba with the Prophet are ready to move. ولم أقض من جهازي شيئا. And I have not done anything. فقلت أتجهز بعده بيوم أو يومين ثم الحقني. Okay, no problem. Let them move. I still have time. I can pack and what? Follow them up. And indeed what happened? He went back and he just didn't do anything. فرجعت ولم أقض شيئا ثم غدوت ثم رجعت فلم يزل بي حتى أسرع وتفارط الغزو وهممت أن أرتحل فأدركهم وليتني فعلت. At the end he did not go. And then the whole story goes like, you know, Allah forgave him, etc. But the point is that when you are not serious about the matter, careless, delaying the matter, I still have time, oh, you know, you have to act. And supposedly, yani, our deen teaches us to be serious. Why do you want to pray 5 times a day on time? This is by itself should make you yani, respect time and delivering yani, acts and delivering deeds on time. Everything's on time in Islam. Salah on time, zakah per year, siyam, you know, fast in the morning, you know, stop eating, eat at that time. Everything is centered. So why is it we apply it in the acts of worship and in the ibadat, but then when it comes to matter of working for the sake of Allah and da'wah, we delay matters and we don't take it serious. Also, some people lack to bring support system around them. You know, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ. That you need to have people around you to remind you and to give you the strength to be able to what? To continue. So the Prophet, when he says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, إِنَّمَا يَقْتَنِسُ الذِّئْبُ مِنَ الْغَنَمِ الْقَاسِيَةِ, that if a wolf coming to attack a herd, watch Nat Geo and all these channels, National Geographic. A wolf or a lion or a tiger will not jump in the middle of the herd. He will scan who's alone, who's by himself, and he will attack him. So when you decide that you're going to survive on your own and finish things on your own, you cannot, most of the times. You need people next to you, helping you, because fil jama'ah rahmah. There is mercy that comes with jama'ah. And some people say, أنا مع الناس ما بعرف اشتغل. No, you should learn how to, deal with people, even if it's going to come with some hardship sometimes. The Prophet said it, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. المؤمن الذي يخالط الناس ويصبر على أذاهم. A believer who engages people and practices sabr on the problems that comes with them, خير من المؤمن الذي لا يخالط الناس ولا يصبر على أذاهم. وفي كل خير. He is better than someone who wants to be solo and on his own. You know, when the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-musafiru aw al-rakibu shaytan. The one traveler alone is a shaitan. وَالرَّاكِبَانِ شَيْطَانَان. The two traveling alone are two shaitan. وَالثَّلَاثَةُ رَكْبٌ. But if it's three, they are a group. It doesn't mean that the one person is in reality shaitan, but it means the shaitan is gonna affect him and whisper to him easily. I mean, you go by yourself and you travel, you go sit in a room by yourself. God knows what you're gonna watch on the TV. But if there's three people with you, you're gonna, at least in respect to the people next to you. So when you get yourself busy in the habit of surrounding yourself with people, of course people بيخافوا الله مش طنبرجين. People who fear Allah, not people هم يقول لك دورها شو بيقول هذاك بيغني ده واعطينا شحطة, like people who want to smoke weed, or people who want to drink wine. Or that's the song. عنا نحن غنيه في لبنان بيغنوا عن الحشيش, as a matter of fact. Allah المستعان. Anyway, so this is matter that you need to take it seriously, because if you do not bring people next to you, you will not be able to deliver it properly. What will happen if we don't take it seriously? First, you are going to lose the reward of whatever act you missed. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about people who are true losers, what did He say? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إِنَّ الْخَاسِرِينَ الَّذِينَ خَسِرُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَأَهْلِيهِمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. The true losers, people who lost themselves and lost their families. And I know التسويف, the idea of delaying matters, can go wide in all aspects of life. It can be in ibadah. It can be in normal studies, education. It can be in business, for normal business matter. If you're not going to compete in the market of what is the demand, you're going to be behind and someone else is going to come take. But I'm more focused on, as a group, we want to establish, da'wah and call people for Islam. If we don't act on these good deeds, we're going to lose it. Hala, you choose to come today and sit for this hour. That's it. It is documented in your book of deeds. If you force yourself to be active, participate, the angels are documenting for ما في شيء عند الله بيضيع. Nothing is lost. كله في ميزان حسناتك. It's all gonna, be recorded for you. And remember the hadith of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم telling Ibn Abbas, احفظ الله يحفظك. Trust me. Now you are busy and activism or volunteer, may Allah reward you. At a time you might be 40, you might be 50, you might be 60, and you are this much close to haram. This much close. Circumstances, vulnerability, weakness, whatever call it. And it reaches that moment and then you stop. It might be the decision you took at that moment, it might be something you did when you were young, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. that cashed for you on that moment. That Allah guarded you, like the person who spoke about لعل الله اطلع على أهل بدر فقال افعلوا ما شئتم فإني قد غفرت لكم. You know, that Allah have looked at the people who participated in Badr at that moment. That was a crucial moment in the history of Islam, that Allah forgave all the sins of people later on because of that moment. So when you invest so much, ربنا ما راح يضيعك. يعني when you put real effort with Allah, and you put activism, and you do not delay matters, and you get yourself busy, trust me, Allah will take care of you. And Allah will take care of your family. And Allah will take care of your business. And Allah might not bring you wealth in numbers as far as masari dollars, but Allah will bring you ghina in your heart, that you will feel you are pleased and that you are rich. And no one is going to show off to me and affect me in one way or another because of his fancy car or because of his 20 bedroom house or whatever. I don't care. I'm happy with my 1994 Corolla, or I'm happy with my apartment with one bedroom. Yeah. I mean, I remember when the first car I bought was a Chevy Chevette in 1989. It was for me like better than a Rolls Royce. I used to stack kids in it. I used to be a principal of a weekend school on 63rd. All the kids now, they are mashallah, like they're. And wallahi, one time I had more than 14 kids in it. It has a hatchback. And I took him to watch Ninja Turtle movie. Yeah, I remember that. And one guy said, you take Sheikh who taking them to the movies? Astaghfirullah al-Azim. In Jannah, that's the man. I said, yeah. The Sheikh goes with them and chooses a proper movie to watch, than them going and watching something haram. It was a good movie. So, it's a matter of making sure that Allah will put pleasure in your heart in a way that you will not be affected by people, trying to show off and matter one way or another. Another thing that you need to watch out, it might happen to you, is that it'll be hard to pick up later on. As they say, على قدر أهل العزم تأتي العزائم. The more effort you put, it's like, going to the gym. If you're not going to raise these numbers, you're going to keep lifting, the 45s on each side, that's it. You're going to be fine. But the more you put, you get yourself ready to pull. It's a natural sunnah fil kawn. If it's true in lifting weights, it's true in what? We don't want people to be lifting, mashallah, 180 pounds, and he cannot lift the blanket for Salat al-Fajr. مشكلة هذا. ما شاء الله, look man, بيعمل لك عضلات. بتصلي الفجر, ما شاء الله man, the blanket is like what? 1 pound or a half pound at this. مش عارف تشيله. You cannot lift it. Because the strength is not in muscles. Muscles come and go. The strength is within your conscious. Can you control yourself? The Prophet ﷺ said, ليس الشديد بالسرعة. The strong man is not the one who can beat people up. إنما الشديد من ملك نفسه عند الغضب. The strong man is the one who can control his anger. It's very easy to release your anger. But the toughest part is to control your anger. At that moment, you won yourself. And you won the person that you did not cause harm. But the moment you retaliate and you punch and you break a nose or whatever, you lost yourself and you lost the chance to reconcile with that person too. So you need to make sure that you train yourself so you won't be hitting into moments that you cannot pull and you cannot start something at a late age. Also, you don't want to be regretful. I regret a lot of moments in my life that I did not study more. I regret a lot of moments that, why I didn't do this. And sometimes, خلاص, time is not going to go back. You have to back about, if you had, invested more, if the parents were there more for, and you're going to be parents, inshallah, you're going to get married and have kids. You're going to try your best to provide for them that which might have been not available for you as being you growing up yourself. So you don't want to regret the moments that you lost in your life. And every hour that passes on you without the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be a moment of yani, nadam and remorse. Also, to help yourself be firm and act on proper matters, listen to the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan, worry and sadness. Why do people worry and feel sad? Because they need to upgrade their level of iman to believe in qadar. It will give them peace against worries and sadness. وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنَ الْعَجْزِ وَالْكَسَلِ. I seek refuge by you from being crippled, no power, and from being lazy, which is a roadmap for التسويف actually, for delaying things. So you need to see in yourself that do not let yourself be surrendering to your luxury and to your lack of ability to strong. Pull yourself up and act on, and it's gonna take hard time, it's gonna take training. It's like doing anything you want to study. It's not gonna come the A just making dua, oh Allah give me an A. As the joke goes that two people, he said if a rabbi and a priest went to a boxing match, who will win? He said whoever knows boxing. It doesn't matter, rabbi or priest or sheikh or whatever it is. Whoever knows boxing, you could say Ya Allah all day long and the guy can just punch you. You need to do your homework. This is tawakkul ala Allah, to take means and then depend on Allah. Don't say Ya Allah and you lost all your means. It doesn't work like this. Is tawakkul. This is abusing the idea of tawakkul actually. So you need to keep that in mind. Also, you need to always learn, keep yourself close to the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Study it. Keep yourself to the stories of Sahaba. Keep yourself close to the stories of these great figures in Islam. That when you read, sometimes you see how people wrote things. Wallahi, if you want to divide the number of pages they wrote every day for how many years they lived, it'll be amazing. Every day they'll be. Well, at that time there was no typing, or it was all handwritten. They devoted their lives, and they produced probably one book or two books or three books, but it came with a great faida and great manfa'a and benefit for the community. So the more you study from the Prophet's life, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to the Sahaba, to the great scholars and leaders in our ummah, you feel that you can pick up with this man. The last thing that I want to bring with you is that just some quotes. One person came to a scholar and he said he was dying. Awsina, leave us with some reminder. He said, Anzartukum sawfa. I warn you against saying sawfa. Sa'af'al. I shall do this, I shall do that. Don't delay things to the future. Act on the spot. There is no future guaranteed. So get done with things that you are to do. Also, Al-Hasan al-Basri radiyallahu ta'ala anhu used to say, إِيَّاكَ وَالتَّسْوِيفِ. Do not delay things. فَإِنَّكَ بِيَوْمِكَ وَلَسْتَ بِغَدِكَ. You are measured by today, not by tomorrow. فَإِن يَكُنْ غَدٌ لَكَ. If there is going to be a tomorrow for you, فَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا تَكُونُ بِهِ كَيْسًا. Like act in a smart way, the way that you acted smart today. وَإِلَّا يَكُنْ الْغَدُ لَكَ لَمْ تَنْدَمْ عَلَى مَا فَرَّطْتَ فِي الْيَوْمِ. And if there was no tomorrow, then at least you would not have wasted your day. So utilize your day, as they say, عِشْ لِآخِرَتِكَ كَأَنَّكَ تَمُوتُ غَدًا. Live for the akhirah as if tomorrow is your death. If you were told you only have today to live, you're gonna go watch movies? Watch the Cubs game. As a Muslim, you're gonna try to do as many good things in your life before you depart from this world. The last quote, Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, in his death, he was so hard on himself. Like, although he was dying, he was doing ibadah very tough on himself. So he was reminded, why don't you take it easy on yourself? And he said, horses, if they were set loose to a destined place and it reached where it's supposed to be, it gives the best at the last moment. To reach the word it is. And I want to take that as a symbol. I want to give the best in these last moments I have on this earth before I meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I hope this is just a reminder of the importance of acting on things and not delaying and not falling into the Tasweef illness that we are facing in these times. Any questions for today, inshallah ta'ala, that could be related to the topic or something general that you have in mind? Yes.
Can you go over how when Allah is described in the Quran, it seems like very I don't know how to explain, intense, I guess you could say. And I personally feel no human deserves to go through it just from my perspective. So can you
You think it's too much
yeah,
to keep up with?
yeah, so can you explain
True.
how
It could be. Mu'adh bin Jabal radiallahu ta'ala anhu came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said, Ya Rasulullah, teach me something that will bring me into heaven and keep me out from hell. So the Prophet said sallallahu alaihi wasallam, لَقَدْ سَأَلْتَ عَنْ عَظِيمٍ. The matter that you have asked for is great, it's not easy. وَلَكِنَّهُ يَسِيرٌ عَلَى مَنْ يَسَّرَهُ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى عَلَيْهِ. But it will become easy on whom Allah wants to make it easy on. It is very easy for someone who does not pray to start praying. It is. But the moment they start praying, it becomes part of your life. It is very hard for a lady who does not have hijab, that to put hijab. But then at the same time, it becomes part of her identity. So keep that in mind, inshallah.